Did you miss me? How you folks doing today? I'm doing pretty fucking good. And you're all lucky. You're all lucky that I decided this week I was going to take notes. I got some notes. I got topics. I got notes and I got topics. I haven't taken in notes for anything in my entire fucking life. Never a note for a test, never shit. Notes are fucking stupid. I don't take notes. I don't like notes. But, because I think you all are so goddamn special, I'll take notes just for you. You're welcome. No need to thank me. I already know. So what are we talking about today? I think we're going to start off every podcast probably with the Manhwa of the week. And I mean, again, this is another week. This is a week in a row. There's no skip. I mean, how fucking great is that? Also, you'll notice there's no pee popping. You can use some peas, but there's no pee popping. That's because I got myself a fucking... I mean, is it on? It's kind of on here, a little ghetto, but is what it is. It's on there and it works. I'm not popping peas. Pee popping. Because I say a lot of P words, like penis. Now, but I figure if I start off with Manhwa of the week, we can at least get some minutes into this podcast before I start inevitably talking about dicks and vaginas, right? Because we know it's coming. I can't deny it. It is who I am, and I think this might actually be a very good outlet for me to talk about sexual things that I think about so that I don't unload them on unsuspecting people who decide to have conversations with me in normal situations. I'm also going to try and maybe talk a little slower. Maybe I'll get to... I don't know. But then I won't be able to get into as much information. But maybe it'll be a little clearer, a little easier to understand. But... also, maybe you got shit to do. You got places to be. You don't have time for sitting around listening to me talk like I'm fucking... I want to almost call him Ray Finkelstein. That's just... it's some guy. I don't know. Finkel something. It might be Finkelstein. I don't know. It's this dude who talks about Israel-Palestine. He's very knowledgeable about the history of Palestine. He said some wild shit about the Charlie Hebdo thing that I wholeheartedly disagree with. Because, if there's one thing that I think about 100% America-wise that is the best, is freedom of speech. If you don't agree with freedom of speech, you're wrong, but that's okay. People can be wrong. That's fine. But the ability to speak what you think should be protected at all costs, and the idea that drawing a cartoon means that you should die because someone... get fucked. Genuinely. Like, that's fucking insane. Like, for what? They're in France, for Christ's sake. Like, deal with it, motherfucker. Like, I don't know, I hate that. I'd get into that more, but let's skip that. We're going back. Manhwa of the week. And this week's Manhwa is fucking fantastic. And I'm telling you, I know you probably won't, but you should. God damn it. You should go. Ashura Scans is the name of the site. It's a Shuratune, but hold on. Let me get you the actual website because it changes. I think it's because it's probably not supposed to, be a thing. So let's look that up real quick so that we can make sure you get the right address. Okay. The current address is ashuracomic.net. ASURACOMIC.net. Okay. This is the website that I use. Like I said, unless you're an unfortunate soul and have an Apple product, you can download Firefox and turn on ad blocker so that this website doesn't fucking just bombard you with ads. In all fairness, it's not that bad with the ads anyway. You just got to know that sometimes when you click on the when you click on the chapter that you're reading or you click next, it'll bring up like this whole page like it's a full page ad. Just go back and then hit the next chapter again, and it'll send you to the actual thing. It's annoying, I understand, but I'm telling you, these things are fantastic. They're great stories, and I'm sure you can find some website if you want to be that guy. I don't. I'm not paying. I ain't got money like that. Listen, if people want to sponsor me and I want to start making some cash, then yes, I will gladly pay for websites. And then especially if it's good and it's a good value. Like, I pay for Toonly right now. That's where I read most of my dirty shit. I pay for the Toonly thing so I can get it ad-free on my phone. And I like paying for shit, even though I think they're technically stealing it, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, this week's manhwa of the week is Return of the Mount Hua sect. I believe that's Hua. Hua, Huasect. Return of the Mount Hua sect. It is, I mean, it's a 10. It is a prime example of what peak manhwa is. And this, or actually, it's manhwas, manhwa. Yeah. Not a manhwa, it's a manhwa. Yeah? It's Chinese, all right? It's a fucking Chinese one. Chinese webcomic, all right? We'll Americanize it a little bit just to get you in the door, okay? If you like comics at all, you like reading anything, these fucking rock. So I'll start you off with the big hitters. Can't even remember what the fuck I told you to read last week, but you should be reading that. Oh, that one's fucking fantastic too. It's overgeared. You should be reading that already. Anyway, Mount Hua sect. This is the synopsis that they give you. Okay, it's Chung Myung, which again the names you'll get over it. Chung Myung, the 13th disciple of the Mount Hua sect, one of the three great swordsmen, Plum Blossom Sword Saint. That is a thing that is carried throughout Korean and Chinese. Is that there's actually it might be. I don't know if it might be that I just read a lot of Chinese ones now versus Korean ones, but the Mount Hua sect is it runs throughout almost every one that you'll ever read, even ones that have nothing to do with this time period. There will usually be a character that has some kind of tie-in, or they're like, I can't remember the word for it, but they're people that are super into old time shit who will call themselves or like harken back to the Mount Hua sect and the Plum Blossom Sword Saint. Anyway, so the Chung Myung, the 13th disciple of the Mount Hua sect, one of the three great swordsmen, Plum Blossom Sword Saint, defeated Chun Ma, who brought destruction and disarray onto the world. After the battle, he breathes his last breath on top of the headquarter mountain of the heavenly demon sect. He's reborn after 100 years in the body of a child. What? Anyway, so this badass swordsman who is the final swordsman in this like alliance of different groups that was coming together to fight against the I don't know if he's the heavenly demon, because sometimes it's the heavenly demon sect, because sometimes the heavenly demon sect they're always viewed as the bad guys, but there's another one that'll have you read later on that's also a 10 that gives you a different viewpoint of and different ideas of what the heavenly demon sect can be, but we'll start with it for this point. So just don't hate him yet. Anyway, so and this guy and usually the heavenly demon is usually one of the most badass people in the Jiang Yu is what it's called, which is just like there's the Jiang Yu, the Marine is Korean. It's like a subsect of society of these people that are either like imbued with superpowers or that they're like it depends on like the world that they're in. Sometimes you can just be a Marineman because you're a fighter and you do battle, and then other times it's that in this world there's people who have like special powers. So it'd be like in this world, like it's a fantasy that there's people who can do these things, or that they can harness chi and chakra, and it's not that these things aren't real, it's that you aren't able to actually do it because you're just a regular person. In this, the Jiang Yu, for the Chinese reference, the Jiang Yu is these like martial arts groups, and like if you're in the Jiang Yu, you're part of either like the orthodox, the unorthodox, or the heavenly demon sects. And then and then inside of those there's different groups, like the Shaolin monks or some of them, and then there's like demon monks. Either way, I digress. So in this world, the heavenly demon was trying to take over all of China basically. And these guys all rose up together to fight him, and he killed all of them except for Chung Myung, who was basically just like the last person to end him. Like he's like the last person that stabs him, the last person alive to see him die. And he has like a lot of regrets because all he ever did was like fight and be strong, and he dies and wishes and hopes that like this isn't the end of the Manhwa sect, and hopes that it will rise again. And he's like reborn as just this. He's reborn as this like peasant kid, and his body sucks because he's like 12 again, but he still has all this knowledge of how to fight and all these cultivation techniques and shit, so he progressively gets stronger, and then he decides that he hears that the Manhwa sect has fallen into shambles after he had died, and he decides he's going to go back and raise it up. It's a story from there. The dude's a fucking maniac, and it's badass as fuck. You got it. I'm telling you. Again, if you're not doing this, you're out of your fucking mind, and you just don't like enjoying things, which is fine. Some people don't like to enjoy shit. That's all right. That's okay. I forgive you this time, I guess. But Return of the Manhwa sect. There's a lot of it. There's 126 chapters. It updates every Monday, sometimes a second time during the week, if you're lucky, bitch. Okay, usually I'm not. It's really good. Again, the website is I don't remember. AsuraComic.net. ASURACOMIC.net. Yeah. So that's that part. And then do I have it? Let's see. I mean, we're how far in there are we? Yeah, we'll do the pervy one now. Well, no, fuck that. No, you don't need it. You don't need the dirty one. Not right now. We'll wait till later because we got other topics to talk about. Topics, motherfucking topics. So I have to I've saved notes on my phone. I was in my car on the way to work the other day, and this fucking stupid bitch is just listen. Fun fact: if you okay, let me turn my thing down so I can just okay. I'm gonna try and center myself while I think about this fucking idiot. Why do people walk in the street when there's a perfectly good fucking sidewalk right next to you? I understand to a point in the middle of the winter when there's a bunch of snow all over the place, but when there's no fucking snow and you're just walking in the street, I should be allowed to hit you. It shouldn't just be allowed, it should be required that I fucking smash you with my car. What the fuck are you doing? Now I gotta swerve over because your happy ass is too good to use the fucking sidewalk. Why? What's wrong with it? It's literally made specifically for you, you walking fuck. But God forbid, nope, my precious feet can't touch the sidewalk. It's only called the fucking sidewalk. But that's okay. That's all right. We'll just walk in my fucking way and maybe you have to walk around you. And then you look at me like I'm in the wrong spot. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I supposed to be driving on the grass on the sidewalk, you fucking cross-eyed cunt? Why don't you eat shit, you gnarly-faced fuck? God damn it. The fact that I'm not allowed to get out of my car with a billy club and just strike this person repeatedly in the fucking shins. God damn. I should be allowed to pepper spray you or just fucking, I don't know, some pepper spray, bear spray. I should be able to bear spray you from the inside of my car. That should be allowed. And then I hope you run into traffic and get hit by the person behind me. And they shouldn't be in trouble. They should get a fucking medal. God damn it, use the fucking sidewalk. It's made for you, you fucking self-righteous piece of shit. And I almost don't know how I feel about people on bicycles in the road. What? Hey, am I supposed to slow down for you because your fucking happy ass is going 6 miles an hour? Because I'm going to guess. I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark. If you're riding around on a bike all the time, it's because you're an alcoholic. You got a couple of DWs, bud? Did you lose your license there, champ? I'm going to guess so. It's either that or you're an asshole. Just get the fuck out of the road. I don't usually run the sidewalk. Yeah, ride in the sidewalk. Fuck the sidewalk. I don't care. And if there's people in the way, there won't be people in the way because they're walking in the fucking road. So use the fucking sidewalk, and then I'll hit this bitch in the road, and then it's just a happy world we live in. I'm telling you, if they made it okay to just hit people in the road like we lived in India or something, I'd put just a nice plow on the front of my truck, like one of those. You ever seen battle bots from back in the day? That fucking helldozer thing. It may have been a different one because there's like battle bots and there's another one. It doesn't matter. The point is just a big fucking metal shunt on the front of my car. I could just fucking take out assholes. Think walking in the road's a good fucking idea. Bitch, are you out of your goddamn mind? Anyway, I'm sure you had to turn your volume down a little bit for that. Maybe I'll work on it in post. Probably not. Fucking stupid bitch. I don't understand. I just don't get it. How did you survive? How did you make it? And this is the thing. It's because we're not allowed to take them out. I'm not for taking out the weak. I'm for killing the fucking stupid. If you're too stupid to use the fucking sidewalk, I should be allowed to hit you because I'm sure you cost the rest of us money somehow. Or at least you will. You will. Your ability to make decisions in the world will inevitably affect me in a way that I don't like. And I know this because your level of ignorance is so fucking high. You're walking in the goddamn street. Just, dude. It's so hard. It's so hard because you think to yourself, well, these people, like, well, you shouldn't think that way, but what kind of life are they leading? Because clearly, if they make stupid decisions like this, they make other stupid decisions in their life. I'm sure I'm sure that occasionally they'll, like, wipe their ass, and as they look at it to make sure if they're done or not, they forget what they did, and they're like, oh, it's chocolate. I'm sure that type of thing happens to them often. Because the only way that you could do something this fucking dumb is if you're mentally deranged. Or if you're some stupid stay-at-home moms. Like, not all stay-at-home moms are dumb. I'm talking about a very specific breed. You know what I'm talking about. The ones that aren't really, they're stay-at-home moms in theory. Because they stay at home and they are a mom. When, in actuality, Consuela or their mother takes care of their children for them so that they don't have to. That's what I'm talking about. And it's usually a dumb bitch like that saw some slut in some YouTube video be like, it's so much better. It connected. Do you understand? When they make the roads, they make it so that there's a little bit of rebound, so that so it's not crushing under the weight of the cars. Have you ever wondered why the sidewalk is cracked, but the street isn't? It's because the street's made to be more absorbent to forces from the outside. So your fat ass doesn't crush the fucking tower. So it's softer on your feet when you go power walking. It's like maybe you should power gag on a cock instead. Stay the fuck in the house. Just stay in the house. Stay in the house and eat bonbons like fucking Peg Bundy, you useless cunt. At least just get the fuck out of my way. I would rather have to pay the taxes necessary to airlift your fat ass out of your house after you fucking scarf down another box of bonbons, you half fucking moronic dipshit. Anyway, should I be this mad about one person walking the street? No. I'm this mad about multiple people walking the fucking street. We have a problem in this country, and it's with intelligence. And it's not... It's genuinely just a regular level of, like, I shouldn't do dumb as fuck shit. Just that. People who put themselves in really ignorant, stupid, dangerous positions deserve what happens to them because they were fucking stupid. That's nature. That's nature. Okay? And who are we to interfere with nature? I don't think it's right. I don't think it's correct. I think nature knows better than we do. I think nature knows best. And I think we should let her take the wheel. I think that's it. Nature, take the wheel and hit this fucking dumb bitch. Now, I will preface this by saying all of this has been a joke, and if for some reason by accident I happen to hit someone with my car, it was definitely not intentional. I have no interest in killing anybody or maiming or hurting anyone. That would be terrible in reality. In the fancy, mythical, fun world, I hope that they fucking choke. Anyway, sorry. What was the other topics I had? I don't know. These fucking dumb bitch. Why? Why do you get to exist in my world? It's not fair. It's definitely not fair. I do want to talk about something. Because last week I said some crazy shit about money. And I think I came up with something. I'm sure I'm not the first. Oh, let me preface everything I'm going to say for the rest of this and any other one that I have after this. I don't read, okay? I don't know anything. I look up some shit occasionally. A lot of times, and we should play a game, and the game is, what quote did Mike just say? Because he didn't come up with that. 80% of the things that I say are quotes from a movie or a TV show that I cannot remember. I no longer remember that it's a quote from the TV show or the movie because I've said it for so long and I haven't thought about it. And it's just part of what I say that I forget often. So there's going to be times where I'll have something that sounds like a catchphrase. And if it sounds too good to be true, Google it because I'm sure somebody else said it. That being said, I also don't think I have original ideas. These are just ideas that I have that I've come to, which I'm sure I could have looked up or looked into and someone had 80 fucking years ago. So, no. These are just interesting things that I've thought up. If you know about them, definitely through the comments, Instagram, all that shit, let me know. I'll look it up. I love that kind of stuff. Anyway, so I was thinking the money shit. If we're thinking about the money, right? It's printing money was always going to happen. That's the only way capitalism works. Capitalism, as we know it and the way it works in this country, is that every fucking quarter you better make more than you made last quarter. The same is not okay. A little less is not okay. It must be more than it was the last quarter. The only way that type of system will be able to continue is if you print money to keep feeding that idea, because it's impossible. Eventually, all of the money will dry up. All of the it's a set amount. There's no more to get. It's like, so to feed these fucking money monsters, you have to print more of it because you have to keep feeding them because they're addicted to making more money. We are literally mainlining heroin into these billionaires who are obsessed with making more money. It's not about doing more. It's about the end goal of doing all this shit is more money in their bank accounts, or else they would use that money in way better ways. Or fucking utilize it at all instead of just it just sits around and makes more money off of itself. Because you're watching a number go up, beating your dick about it. I'm not saying that if I had lots of zeros, I mean, if I had a good number in front of a bunch of zeros, I have a bunch of zeros in my bank account right now. But there's no number in front of it. If there was, I would definitely beat off that every once in a while. There's no way you wouldn't get a little turned on by how much money you got. I mean, of course. I mean, a little. I've had a couple $1,000s before. I'm like, Jesus Christ. You get a little pep in your step. I'll be honest, you get a little puffed up. Guys, you know what I'm talking about. Having a good puff day. Like, chicks want to talk about, like, having a good tits day. And I was like, good hair day. I got good cock day, and I wish I was allowed to show people. Like, look how fucking puffy it looks right now. Like, this isn't my dick. Like, this isn't mine. I don't know where the fuck this thing came from. But, like, this is a little gift from God today. Like, look at that. Like, this is the kind of thing where, like, God, I wish somebody would pants me. Like, this would be the day. I need somebody to pants you right at this moment. So, like, this is the idea somebody's got. But then again, you're planting seeds that you might not be able to live up to when somebody sees it for real. You know what I mean? So you always got to downplay your dick. You cannot. See, again, how long did it take? Hold up. Even trying, it only took me 20 minutes to get talking about my dick. Jesus Christ, I got a problem. But anyway, the money thing. That's the end. That's the only thing it could have done. The only thing it could have become is that we start printing more of it, because if you have to make more constantly, and unless you crush every other company, but even then, if you crush every other company, you're the only one, then you will eventually just make all of it, and there's nothing left to take. So you have to print more of it. And you have to keep printing. I didn't know we were printing $1 trillion every 90 days. That's fucking nuts. You're printing $1 trillion every 90 days. You're telling me you can't give me like 50 grand. You can't hook a brother up. Come on. Listen, let me tell you something. I will shill out for the CIA for a very little amount of money. Listen, I'm black. I'll say wild shit. All right. I can be bought. I'm not out here trying to pretend like I can't be bought. I got too much. I'm not Joe Rogan. I'm broke now. You can definitely see. That's what you got to do. Get in on the bottom, because I'm going places, baby. So get in on the bottom. If you CIA, FBI, NSA, you're all motherfuckers listening. I know you're listening. You gotta be listening. I've been saying some real crazy shit that you gotta listen at least a little bit. I am for sale. Okay. And I know what you're thinking. Somebody's gonna hear this. They're not gonna fucking believe you. They're not gonna believe me. They're not gonna believe shit. Just start paying me. Pay off my bills, Christ. Pay off my bills. Give me that hookup, baby. I am for sale, and I am willing to work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, well, not really work. I also stayed working a craft, but I'm willing. That was more the time. The work was fine. If I didn't have to work 12-hour shifts, I'd be back there right now. That was so much money. I am not an intelligent person. I made a choice that I hope was a good one, because I gave up a job that paid me an insane amount of money to make a lot less money so I can not be a bastard when I come home and be around for my kids. I think I have. I've been home for some decent conversations with my son and been able to maybe help Christina with Tanis because she's a fucking demon. So I think I have, but I don't. I mean, with the impending economic nightmare that seems to be looming, I hope I made the right choice, because I spend money like a fucking idiot, dude. I can't stop myself. I'm addicted. You want to talk about addictions? Jesus. I mean, I know I talk a lot of shit about what I was saying about it, but it's like I said, I'm for sale. I know the world that we live in. There's That's not how the world should be. Of course it shouldn't be that way, but it is this way. And if it's going to be this way, shit ain't free. You know what I mean? Like, I need some cash. I'll put some money in my pockets. And if you're not for sale, you haven't. Let me tell you, that's nothing. Again, like I was talking about last week, another thing. If you're not for sale, you don't have a very good imagination. Because there's a lot of shit I could do with some money. Like, a lot of these people with money don't have any fucking imagination. Like, imagine building a house and not installing secret passageways or secret rooms. What? What do you mean? Why? Then why the fuck did you have a house made in the first place? Buy a trailer, bitch. What do you mean? You spent a fuckload of money on a house that doesn't have trapdoors. Eat shit. Like, you, what? Excuse me? That's like these motherfuckers who spend $500 on a fucking white t-shirt. Like, who made, it's Balenciaga. Bitch. Does Balenciaga make white t-shirts? I don't fucking know. I wouldn't buy that shit anyway. Who the fuck pays $500? Who, what? I don't understand. You go on Temu, get a shirt for $6. And I don't know if did I talk about this? That, like, when you buy shit off of Temu, it's not necessarily that it's all, like, slave labor. A lot of times it's, did I talk about this? See, I'm going to need someone to remind me. I'm going to repeat myself a lot, guys. I apologize for that ahead of time. Hopefully you don't mind it too much. Maybe my dulcet tones, you know, this, that nice radio voice. You won't mind it too much. Fuck. Anyway, so, like, when you buy stuff at Temu or, like, Alibaba.com, a lot of times it's not that they've stolen patents or stolen things. There are stolen shit. Don't get that twisted. But it's not always that. Sometimes when you, if you're going to sell a product, you're going to have, and you want to have, like, Chinese manufacturers make it for you. I say Chinese, manufacturers in general. You'll send them your blueprints or what you want them to make, and then they'll run off a few hundred to send you so that you can see the quality of their ability to produce the item that you want, whether it's a sweater or a fucking, like, a pocket hole jig. So they'll make, like, and then you do this for multiple companies, and then you find out who makes the best one at the price that you want, and then you pick that one. And then but these people are all left with product that they've made, that they've spent, and usually, or not usually, sometimes there's, like, in the deal is like, well, they get to sell that off, or you pay for it all, or like, or they're just gonna be fucking destroyed, so someone sells it. Like, of course, it's like, it's been made. It's a thing that it's gonna either be destroyed and we've already been paid for it. Like, why would you throw it out? Why would you create more waste if you can sell it and then somebody can buy it? I see no problem with that. Like, it's like all this, like, Chinese labor and, like, slavers of it, and, like, the Foxconn. See, this is another thing. People are so fucking worried. Like, the amount of people that are worried about a $7, like, egg holder off of Temu is using a fucking iPhone to tweet about how bad, like, oh, it's so bad. This thing shouldn't cost as much, a fair trade, blah, 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 blah. Bitch, hey, hello, McFly, hello? You're on a fucking cell phone right now that the components of which were mined by hand by children, and then the parts were assembled by indentured slaves locked in a Foxconn lab. So maybe fucking relax about the $6 fucking thing that was made. Like, that could possibly have a a decent, but like a decent excuse as to why it exists and why the price is what it is. It's like, it's possible. Did you look into it? Did you look for each one of the items, or are you just going to demonize the entire market because of a couple of things that you've seen in a TikTok? You could Google some things. You could look it up. Like, yes, there are tons of bad ones, but it's not every single one. It's not all the time. And guess what? If people are going to, and this is the thing, like, just relax. Because there's no S on your chest. You doing something isn't going to fucking change anything. And this whole idea that, like, well, I'm gonna send out a tweet. People are going to like it. There's going to be a movement behind it. Yeah, and then how many likes and retweets are you going to get off of those things to parlay into some kind of a brand deal to make yourself some cash? Because it seems to me that that's really the grift that goes on here. Because it's a combination of, like, you're either doing this because you're a narcissistic asshole, or you've seen the business, like, the business. See, words will just fucking escape my brain. You'll see the business opportunity in being a white knight piece of shit on the internet. And that's kind of fucking boring, if I'm being honest. You know, that's what I have to say about that. But though, I mean, and again, I was gonna say some more stuff about money, but I don't care. Like, I cared the other day. I care a little bit because I had that idea that, like, well, of course we'd start printing money even if we weren't spending ignorantly. The idea that all of these companies want what they want, and that's the idea. That's how capitalism will continue to grow. Means that of course, we were going to print money. That we would have had to have, or else the whole thing would have fucking crumbled. There's a really cool graph that you can look up. Maybe as soon as I'll start putting links in the description to stuff like this one. It's a graph of U.S. wages to earnings. I believe is what it is. I might have just said it the wrong way. There it is. Wages in the United States. Nope, that's not it. Where is it? It's a graph that shows this, like, plateau of how much money we make versus what the amount of money made. And there's a giant fucking gap. I just am having a hard time finding the thing. Well, I'll find it anyway. It doesn't matter right now. It's the productivity versus wage growth. And it's basically like how much the companies make versus how much the workers make. And it was a pretty good, like a very even, like an even line of how it was. Let's see, is this it? Productivity, hourly compensation. Yeah, so it's basically like the amount produced versus the hourly compensation. And in the 70s, it was pretty, like, in line with each other. Even for a while, I guess in the early 50s, the workers there was less productivity than there was compensation. But it's like double now. It used to be pretty close. If it remained close, things would be fine. But again, it's these people that, like, refuse to make less ever. And, like, that's fine to an extent, I think, but there has to be a critical mass for any system or any ideal, even if it's good. Even if it's good, but, like, this cannot be, because there's always these people are the ones that are making jobs. It's like, okay, but they're making jobs and not paying people enough fucking money. It's like, and then people, and then it's just, there is a malevolence here that isn't just like, oh, well, it's just how the cookie crumbles. It's not just, yes, in the fact that fucking evil people have the ability in any fucking system to rise to the absolute top of that. At least to be, like, a major player in any system because of the fact that, like, you don't know who the fuck they are. And all you have to do is be successful enough to force these other businessmen and women to have to work with you. Mark Cuban said it a few years ago when they were talking. He was like, well, I'm going to be the only one that doesn't work with China. It's because they have to, because someone else will, and if they're going to, then you'll lose and you can't compete. And that's what ends up happening in this. I refuse to, and I know that the good always wins. Yeah, well, fucking no, it doesn't. Maybe eventually. Maybe fucking eventually. But evil wins a lot and takes over for a long fucking period of time. You know these stories where heroes rise up and do the right thing and change the world? The world was a fucking nightmare for a long time before that guy decided to make that choice. It wasn't, things were great, and then a bad guy took over for 5 minutes, and then I rose back up. No. It's bad for years, decades, millennia. It's a long fucking time, okay? That's enough doom and gloom. That is enough doom and gloom. I think we're gonna have a tinfoil hat section of this podcast as well, where we start talking about some goofy theories or some weird and wild shit. Because I have a lot of those. And I think it comes down to the idea that like I don't think people realize, or because you don't think about it, because the way that it's taught to you, and this is not an anti-science thing. I like science. It's fascinating. It's the idea somehow that science knows fucking everything, when at the end of the day, every person has to realize that, and I say this as a person who has to realize, everything that you experience right now, you have no way of knowing that that's real other than the fact that you're in it. Like the I think therefore I am, that's all you can know. That's the only thing that you can truly know, is that you think, therefore you exist. Everything else around you, you have no idea. You cannot be certain of its reality. I can't think of the word that I want to use for that. It's not reality. There's no, like, a water bottle is a water bottle to you. Like, you don't know that if the lights turn off for you, that the lights turn off, the lights just don't turn off. That all of existence doesn't actually revolve around you and your consciousness. You can't know that I'm real. You can't know that anyone else or anything else is real in this world at all. Like, you can do things and experience them and feel them, but then it becomes, okay, let me roll that back a little bit. It depends on what you mean by real, and it's the idea that, like, everything that exists, like my consciousness and your consciousness, are separate and not something not that you're just in some fucking fever dream. Because how would you know that the world you live in right now is not the exact same thing as the dream that you just came from? How do you know that what you're in right now isn't the dream, and everything that you've experienced in that dream space is real? All of those things, as weird as they've been, as strange as they've been, as sad and as great and as wonderful as they've been, all those things are real. As strange and as goofy and as out of place and disjointed as they may feel, that's actually real, and that this is what we dream of. That this stability is the thing that we dream of when we go to sleep in that other place that is just like untethered, like imagination. And that's what we came from, and this is what we choose. When we sleep, we come here, and we get the aligning feeling of, what's the word? Reliability. Like the reliability of, if you flip a quarter 100 times, it'll land on heads or tails, and the probability that it lands, or that it doesn't land at all, or that it never comes down, doesn't enter your brain. But that's possible. Every possibility exists. It's just the likelihood of that possibility happening, and the only reason that you don't think it will happen is because it's never happened before. It's you have faith. If you believe in science, you have faith. It's simply in that what happened before will happen again. That is what the scientific method is. That is the belief that you hold, is that what has happened will happen again. Because that's all a scientific study becomes, is to repeat over and over again to show the same outcome in the same settings to prove whatever your hypothesis may be. So it's all you can really know, or what you can believe. Because there's also the idea that the way that your mind works, and the fact that your memories and what you see in front of you is such a construct of the brain that's inside of your head. And if that thing's miswired in the least, the wild shit that people have seen or done. I mean, look at people that are schizophrenic. Like that's as far as we're aware, that's just some chemical, like, some kind of imbalance. Something's wrong with their brain. And they see wild shit. They see wild things, think wild things. Sometimes they come up with and invent like crazy, creepy things and just strange shit and have these really weird ideas and ideals. And is that just because there's things locked inside of our brains that we don't have access to, or are they somehow on some kind of other wavelength? Like, are they in? Because, I mean, I'm telling you, if it's anything akin to an LSD or a mushroom trip, I can understand it, especially if doing those things trigger having, if you have latent, like if you're susceptible to it, or if you're going to be schizophrenic, those things will hasten it or bring it about. And, so I could definitely, like that, I mean, living like that every day would be insane. It'd be completely, every day is like that to the point where you don't, and it's so real you don't know that you're having a hallucination. There's people I've seen on TikTok who train their dogs to react to people or keep them so they know if they're talking to someone who's not real, which is crazy. It's like, so we've got people like that, and that's just your brain being a little wrong. So how do you know that you're not shacked up in a wacko basket right now and everything that you're experiencing is just a dream? All of what you're experiencing is like, you don't know. It's like you don't know and you can't know, really. Because all you have is your experience, and it's an objective experience. I can't experience what you're experiencing. I have no idea what the world is like to you. I don't know what a pepper tastes like to you. You can try and describe it, but that's just going to be from a frame of reference that I believe I understand because of the similarities that we have as human beings and things that we may enjoy similarly or dislike similarly. But I can't really know that when you taste a pepper, or especially if we taste things that that I like and you don't like, is it possible that it doesn't taste the same way to you that it does to me? Like, is that a possible thing? It's like, does this color not look the same to you that it does to me? That's why if, like, you like blue, and this is going to be a hard thing to say, to understand, I think. Because I think I might have said it before, but it doesn't matter. If I say that I like the color blue and you say, oh, I like the color red, neither one of us know if that color that we call those colors aren't the same exact color. Or that they're not the same color. In that the color blue that I see, and that when you see it, like, oh, that's blue. We just agree that color is blue. It doesn't mean that it's the same. I see the exact same color you see. I know it's a weird thing to say because it doesn't make any sense. But you have to imagine that when I say I see the color blue, the color I'm actually seeing is yellow. And they say they see the color blue, and they actually see the color blue when they see blue. When they say that they like the color yellow, what they're seeing is the color yellow. Or no. Yes. Because, like, their favorite color is yellow. And I say my favorite color is blue. But when I say blue, I see yellow. And when she sees yellow, she sees yellow. And then when she sees blue, she sees blue or green. But what's really happening is that we all like the color yellow. It's just that when we see this color, everyone else see... And again, this is where I lose it, because how I'm saying it, when I think it in my head, it makes absolute sense until I start to say it. And then I know that I lose it in the way that I'm describing it. Because I think that it's possible, I just can't seem to word it right, because when we all see blue. Blue is blue. Blue is that color, and I can't think of a way to equate it where, like, everyone likes pizza. Like, everyone likes pizza. But in my language, when I say hamburger, I like hamburgers. We just call hamburgers, we call pizzas hamburgers in my language. So when I see a pizza, I call it a hamburger, and I still like pizza. And like Germans like frankfurters, but that's just what they call pizza. And you all see the same thing, just like, but, and this is where, okay, so now I have to so I'm so fucking stupid. So when everyone agrees that the color, like, hey, that color right there, you see, that color is like, they show you a card that has the color blue on it, and they show it to you, and they say this color is blue, and then when you see that color with your eyes, you're seeing yellow. So whenever you see blue anywhere, it's always yellow. And then whenever that person sees it, it always looks green to them, but that color to them is blue. So that's how. But when someone's colorblind, and that's where I like, well, if we see this, like, how does it always match? When that person is colorblind, they show them a red card. No, because that doesn't work. That doesn't work either, because they know that color to be red. They have to do it with the. Maybe that's how. Is like, because those colorblind tests that you do, they do like the shades of colors that are next to each other, and then like you won't be able to see a 5. But that's because it's close, because that color is like in between. So like you put those two colors together, and then you can't see. And there's other people who can't see certain colors at all, like they're gray. Like when they see blue, it's gray, but they'll say like, "Well, it's blue," because they know that's what blue is. But when they'll see, oh, that's the other thing is, because it's that it always no, because it always matches. It's the no, because no, I don't think. I think I'm stupid and it doesn't work because there's too many things. But there's something about it. I think I'm onto a little bit of something, but I don't think I've fully grasped it yet. But I think currently my theory's fucking stupid. But I'll put that in the back burner for now, and I'll have to read some stuff, because I feel like there's something there. There's a little something that maybe that's not always the same. But I gotta look into it some more, because I feel like there's something there, but I'm not quite sure. But that's, and again, we're doing it's just a little weird theory. Also, I got a new theory too about fucking people who burn in the sun. You're all those people from the center of the earth that I'm talking about. Whether or not this is from hundreds of thousands of years ago, you've got fucking like center of the earth blood in you, and that's why the sun burns your face off. Because it doesn't even have to be cold. And these people are just, I mean, their skin's flayed by the sun. Like, what? Like a couple hours and you're just burnt, like your skin's burnt the fuck off. How? Like, what? How is that fucking possible? As I was saying this earlier, and apparently it's in some movie or something, but I was saying that you could feasibly live in the center of the planet. Because like the thing you need from the sun isn't like, oh, I need sunlight. It's the fucking radiation that you get from the sun that your body converts into vitamin D. I'm sure seeing bright lights and shit also has something to do with it psychologically, but that's all psychological shit can be worked. So all you have to do is try and create something that generates that same type of radiation in levels which you'd be able to absorb through your skin. So you just like create little like light reactors or something. Obviously not something that, like I say, just create something that's blah blah and it's insanely hard or whatever. But that doesn't mean shit. It's like, just because you don't know how to do it doesn't mean it's not possible, or that it's not. It might be easy if there's some kind of like technology that you're completely and totally unaware of. So that's all you would need. That's all you would need. And then all of a sudden we can live wherever the fuck we want, because we can generate the radiation necessary for our skins to absorb. So it's like, yeah, you don't get actual sunlight when you're living underground for thousands of years. And then maybe that's the idea, like the Jesus story is like this butchered story from some underground dwellers that return to the surface of the earth, and that's when they talk about like Adam and Eve being expelled from the Garden of Eden, and it's like, yeah, they're expelled from the center of the earth, and it's when they found the mud people that they talk about in the Bible is the mud people. It's like, yeah, the people from the mud. It's not that they're necessarily that they're black; it's that the people that live in the muddy like the muddy world above. Because as far as I would imagine, there wouldn't be any mud underground. It'd be a lot of stone. So there wouldn't be a lot of mud underwater. So underground, underwater. So, but you go above and it's muddy as shit. There's just dirt all over the place. So I think that's a... So we're talking about that. Again, that's who we're seeing. It's not aliens. It'd be cool as fuck if it was. I don't think it's aliens. It's ancient subterranean civilization of human beings. Maybe that's what... Maybe that's... And maybe there's different ones. Like, maybe gray... Like, that's the... Some people talk like, that's what grays are. It's like, grays... They're not from Mars. They're not from Ubuntu or whatever the fuck that planet is. Planet X. My buddy's been talking to me about the Anunnaki for like 9-10 years now. I gotta look it up at some point. Maybe this week I'll look up the Anunnaki, watch some shit on them, and then I'll because I saw this black dude in some clips on TikTok on Andrew Schultz's podcast talking about the Anunnaki, and I was like, well, I mean, that sounds kind of dope. Maybe I'll listen to it. It's just that it's usually these fucking like super black power, like white people are the devil. Granted, most of the stories, it's some like black trickster dude who makes white people to be evil or something. I don't know. That's when they lose. Like, okay, it's gonna just demonize races, and I hate that. It's a sad, sick world that I fall into on the internet where I will defend a lot of times just the ignorance of racists. But it's when it's intellectual racists that piss me off the most. Because it's not the guy whose like life has been fucked up by these. It's the like the intellectual, well, these race of people have never contributed anything to society whatsoever, and they're complete garbage because they can't possibly can if I can fucking talk, idiot. They can't contribute anything to society. They never have. They never will. Like, those people fucking annoy me because it's like, dude, what the fuck are you on about? It's like, don't get me started on music. Like, I don't like doing the race shit. But it's like, yo, bro, let's be real here, all right? White people invented almost fucking everything. It's like, you know what black people do? Music, like a motherfucker. Like, unbelievable. Like, did they invent music? No. Did they kind of start all the best music that becomes the foundation for every other music? Yeah. A little bit. Do I take any pride in that? Absolutely not. I can't fucking play music. But, like, yo, don't dog a fucking entire culture because they didn't contribute to the fucking CERN, you pussy. It's like, but guess what? I guarantee you with the fucking lame-ass clothes you wear, you dork, with your fucking elbow pads, you pussy, that you definitely fucking listen to jazz music, you loser. It's like, so how the fuck? Like, what? Like, these are the dickheads, I promise. You sit around, like, well, I always listen to music on records. They've got elbow pads, and they smoke opium. They're pussies. Giant fucking pussies. I can't stand them. And the other people I can't stand are these, like, these black power, anti-white. This dude, listen to this one guy talk about, like, mixed couples being an abomination. Like, dude, why don't you eat shit, you fucking loser? It's like, why aren't you with a strong black woman? It's like, because they're fucking mean, dude. What do you mean, why am I not with a strong black woman? Because they're mean as fuck, that's why. Like, maybe if I met one that was, I met one that was nice, and a couple that were nice in high school. Very pretty. She had green eyes. She's gorgeous. Jesus Christ. But, like, we couldn't. She's very pretty, but I can't even hit on her. I can't, because we're like the only, like, well, not the only, but like me, Bert, and then I can't remember this girl's name, and I feel really bad about it. But yeah, I didn't talk to her too much because, like, this can't be a thing. I can't. Like, it's almost like a 99% white school. The two black kids can't date. Because I remember Bert and her didn't date either. It's like, nah, dude, it's a bad look. Like, we can't date each other. Like, this isn't the fuck. Like, it was kind of bad enough that me and Bert were boys. Because it's like, oh, the blacks got to sit together. It's like, I mean, a little. It feels kind of nice. I will tell you that. I don't know. Like, I wonder if white people have the same thing. I don't, because you're always around each other all the time. I've lived in predominantly white areas. So it's kind of a cool thing when you run across another black guy and there's like a head nod of like, what's up, dude? Like, yeah, what's up? And it's kind of nice, even though, like, we might have absolutely nothing in common with each other. Usually they won't have a clue. Well, it depends on how I'm dressed. That I'm like the whitest fucking black dude to ever walk the face of the earth. But there's that like cool little like black guy connection thing. That's pretty dope. That's a pretty cool thing. I do enjoy that. But yes, I don't know. There's just these people that piss me the fuck off. Like the black girls are kind of mean. She was not though. She was very nice, and gorgeous. But no, I can't do that. What the fuck? And then after I got out of high school, most of the black girls I met were not. They were mean, dude. Just mean as fuck for no goddamn reason. Like, what the fuck, dude? Genuinely, I have described it. This is just the ones that I've met. They're like pit bulls that have learned to stand upright. It's fucking insane. They're just so goddamn vicious. All of it. I ain't got time for no blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? If you're going to be that loud, be funny at least. Scheiße. Jesus Cristo. God damn. But this brings me back some. Because the problem with the black power people and the white power people is that you're just this pride in something. Just this like, well, this is the I mean, everybody does it. Fucking comedians will do it like, well, I mean, do you know what it's like to be out there in front of like 5,000 people and have to blah 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 blah. Or it's just this idea that because you do something and you do it like at a high level that, well, dude, no one in the fucking world understands. I'm the fucking man. I'm the best in the entire world. Everything I do, these fucking people couldn't get it. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, why are you so high on this thing that you think you're so fucking great? Like, oh, wow, it's so hard to get onto a stage and talk to a bunch of people. Is it hard to be good at it? Probably. But, like, do you think... It's this idea that, like, you're special as shit because you're good at something. And I understand, like, yes, you are. And you should feel good about that. But it's the braggadocious and the cocky, arrogant attitude that goes along with it with, like, just because you're doing it. It's not... I even say, like, because you're the best. Like, when you're Michael Jordan, totally understand. Like, but there's levels to, like, the arrogance that I feel like you should just have. Like, any random fucking, like, person who plays basketball, if they're like, yo, I fucking dunk on you fucking anytime, who gives a shit? Like, you play basketball. Like, you're not, like Dave Chappelle when he's up there waxing fucking philosophical. Bitch, you're a fucking stand-up comedian. Bro. Like, or actors when they're, like Robert De Niro, I stand for blah, blah. Shut up. You are a singing, dancing monkey. You are not some fucking wise old elder that should be, I should kneel at your feet and listen to every word that you say and hang on. Oh my God, teach me, master. Teach me the wise bullshit. Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ, I don't care. Like, God damn it. It's just like, yes. Just make me laugh, dude. If I come to see or I listen to these things, I'm listening to laugh at you. This is what you. It's like, it was like, well, I don't want to do that. It's like, okay, well then, cool. It's like you also made something publicly, so I can tell you that I think it fucking sucks and that you're boring as shit. Like these people, like, yes, when you do the thing you do, you are the best at it. When you do this other thing that you think you get to do just because you do this, like what? Like this sucks and you suck. Shut the fuck up. He says. Dave Chappelle's fucking hilarious. He's wildly funny. It's like, and I'm sure he's got some. If I were rich, or if I had a bunch of money, I would have something. I'd want to know what he has to say. But like to listen to a guy who's been rich since they were 18 years old, tell me about life is fucking annoying as shit. Like, I can't. It's so hard to listen to people who, because it's real easy. Here's something. It's real fucking easy to be real judgmental and to be an elder statesman and give advice and tell people how to live. Tell people, this is how you should be living your life. This is what you need to do. This, and this. And if you're not doing these things, you're a fucking loser. It's really easy to do that when you're fucking winning. It's like, cool. And you know what I don't want to listen to? A fucking winner tell me shit. Shut the fuck up. Like, oh, maybe you should listen to that winner. No, because it's not what they're doing. Like, they're jerking off right now because they don't talk about any of the stuff, like their failures. And it's just, these are the things that I do. I'm not going to even take into account the fact that luck is part of it all the time. Like, there's a bunch of shit that's completely outside of your control, and you manage to pull it off. Success is being prepared when and if that fucking moment arises. I will not take away from somebody who's successful, especially if they actually earned success, not because they've just been handed fucking tons of opportunity, which even then, there's a little bit, because tons of people get handed opportunity and squander that and fuck it up. I've done it myself. Handed tons of opportunities and just fucked them into the ground. So I can't, and I will not take away the fact that these people have been able to pull it off. But when you talk as though that all of it was because of the hard work, get fucked. It is not me. I am not the guy who's worked really hard and just been looked over, but there are fuckloads of people who work way harder and will never be that successful. And it's why? Because the opportunity never came. They are prepared, were prepared, the opportunity never came, and maybe they didn't make it for themselves. Other shit got in the way. But the idea that it's always just nothing but hard work and fucking dedication, man. You could have done it too if you just put in the fucking hours like I did. Or not, bitch. It's like I could have put in all that fucking time for nothing. Nothing. Fuckloads of people put in shitloads of hard work and get nothing out of it. And it's not because they didn't try hard enough. It's because that opportunity never fucking reared its head for them. It's like, but God fucking forbid. It's so insane. It disgusts me to no end when these people start talking that bullshit like it's a thing. Like, dude, nope. Fucking nope. There's definitely luck involved. Definitely. It's like, if you want to know that, look at the amount of like movies and TV shows in Hollywood. There's a bunch of shit that's fucking like super good that you or I've never heard of. Never will hear of. You know why? Because it didn't hit at the right time with the right show before, the right show after it, right time slot. People didn't see it when like just the subject matter was perfectly hot, so it didn't hit, and boom, it didn't take off. And it's like those people didn't work hard enough. That's why. It's not other factors at all. It's just like it's the 50-50 of it. It's the hat, like the humility must be there to acknowledge that, like, yes, part of this was that I was lucky enough to have this opportunity, but when that fucking opportunity came, I was as prepared as I possibly could be for the opportunity because that's all I fucking wanted. That I can respect. I can respect that 100%. Like, yes, for sure. Because you had to be. If that fucking opportunity came and you squandered it, we've all seen that as well. I do it fucking constantly. Like it's my fucking job to fuck up. I will squander opportunities. It's the talent, really. I mean, if there was like a need for a fuck up, I mean, sign me up. 6 figs. Absolute. I don't know. But it's come that time once again. It should be rolling in. Do you hear it? I think I hear it. I think I feel it. And I think you fuckers love it. All right. I'm going to see you guys again next week. Start commenting. God damn it. None of you asked me a fucking question. All right. Some of this is going to be, I'm going to need you to do this, all right? You're the early adopters. You're the beginners. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. You're going to get churned. Get mine. You're going to get churned. Make your ass love it. Anyway, I fucking love you guys. And as always, if anybody asks, it's not the things that I have done, but those I did not do. Fuck! Every goddamn week now, it's going to be me fucking that up. You know that, right? I've spiked the shit out of that, and I'm sorry. God fucking damn it. What kind of world do we live in where a man dressed as a bat gets all my press? Anyway, like I was saying, you fucks, I love you guys, and if anybody asks, I do not regret the things that I have done, but those I did not do. See y'all later.